So I'm a brand new investor, or I'm just an investor that's scared. I watch the news constantly. You shouldn't. But I watch the news constantly, and I'm just scared. There's gonna be a recession, and I read all these people on Facebook, and there's gonna be a 50% reduction in houses. And so I'm just brand new. I don't know what to do. What's the best bit of advice that you can give the new investor? And we'll start, Alex, with you.
The best advice I can give to a new investor is, one, understand break it down to a foundation. What are you trying to accomplish as an investor first? Okay, because you have to figure out, you're buying these asset classes, you're buying these single family homes or multifamilies, warehouses, and whatnot, okay? First, what are you trying to do, okay? Second, get your money in line, okay? From there, your fear is based on the unknown, okay? So you're coming to places like this to educate yourself, to figure out what are you supposed to do. But just like anything else, as markets change, there'll be new unknowns that you fear. So you have to figure out, is your fear really just based on you're not trying to make a move yet, and because you don't really know what you're going for. So my advice to you in this market is to still buy, but you have to understand all your variables. What is your cost of capital? Who is your lender? Are you using somebody like from Quest? Are you using somebody like me? Are you using a national lender? So you can equate all your profit margins. You have to understand all the variables which it takes to buy. So your holding cost of your lender, your association dues, your utility bills, everything that encumbrances you buying this property, and understanding that first and continue to keep going. The second thing, if you are going to be a flipper in this market, you have to buy them deeper because your holding costs just went up. So you have to reevaluate where you stand in your projections. Any changing market that you're in, you have to be prepared to pivot. Those who pivot are going to make a mint in each market. Those who stop business, you don't make money. So you have to be able to pivot with this market to figure out where your profit margins lie.
All right, Kathryn, you work with the Mastermind. We get some people in there real scared.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen to my $50,000 in this property? What do I do?
The only way you're guaranteed to lose is if you don't act. I think we were talking earlier today, Jason, you said that houses under 300,000 had gone up how much year to date?
20%.
Had gone up 20% year to date. So that means that your money that you saved to buy a house that you were nervous about moving forward on because there was some volatility on the market and we were coming out of COVID or whatever your reason was, where you could have bought a $100,000 house. Now you can only buy an $80,000 house. Go on HAR and see how many of those there are. It's the same thing now. The crash isn't coming. If you're going to get into real estate, yes, understand what you're trying to achieve, but understand that if you don't buy, you are losing. And that can be, I think, helpful in overcoming the fear of the unknown, because there will always be unknowns. But if you don't act, that's what guarantees you the loss. If you buy, it always takes a little while to get through that first flip, to stabilize that first rental. It's a learning process. But until you actually do it, you'll never complete that learning process. Do your due diligence and then do it.
Yeah, honestly, that's the best way to put it. I'd say if you're just getting started, really narrowing down your game plan, right? So a lot of people when they first discover, real estate is where they want to go to. That's kind of it for the idea, right? I know I want to invest in real estate. What does that mean, right? That kind of means nothing. It's like saying, oh, I want to make money. Well, obviously, right? But you got to come up with a game plan. I think what's important to know is, what does your cash flow need to look like? Do you need immediate cash flow now? Are you looking for something that can return? You want to buy a buy and hold? You want to get some renters in there immediately? Or do you want something that can take some time, right? Do I want to purchase a property that I know is going to require some some repairs. I know I'm going to have to put some money deep in, and the payoff is going to be down the road. All right, so coming up with a game plan, I think is going to be the first step, but also finding that balance of, analysis paralysis. There's a lot of routes you can go, right? But find one that fits your needs and pull the trigger on it, right? Once you do that, don't get distracted. Find your niche, do your research, do your due diligence. There's tons of resources out there for every avenue you'd want to go, but you have to make that decision on which avenue it is. All right, once you do that, like I said, pull the trigger. There's money out there to be found. You just have to know where to look.
Me, basically, I work with a lot of first-time home buyers. So my topic to them is, where's your rent going? Like, do you get that back one day? You're essentially throwing it away. So even though you might have a higher mortgage payment, I tell them, coach them, this is like a savings account. And I use my example of how I bought my house 5 years ago and I have $100,000 in equity that I can do whatever I want with it, right? Pull it out, cash out. I let them know it is a savings plan that you do get back one day. There's no better return on it, which I've learned here. The stock market and things of that nature are not going to have the same return. So if you really want to get the bang for your buck, it's in real estate. And I'm just kind of coach them a little bit differently is don't worry about maybe putting your 20% down, maybe put a little less, invest it in the house, because we're going to refinance as soon as rates go down. And then you get rid of your mortgage insurance and your house is worth more and you're in a better situation then. So it's just getting started. And then they, as long as they're coached correctly, they'll be in a much better position down the road shortly.